There's Grogu just sitting there sipping a drink and enjoying the show.
You want some soup?
I love that little fucker.
Ooh, bacon.
Greetings, my tasty morsels. It's Reverse PLT here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm about to get into episode 4, I think it is. Yeah, episode 4 of The Mandalorian, because it is Monday, and Monday is Mandalorian Day. And episode 4 is entitled Sanctuary. And since I've been watching the Book of Boba Fett before watching The Mandalorian, and I know, don't yell at me. I have already been taught the error of my ways.
Infidel!
But there's a place in the Book of Boba Fett on Tatooine called Sanctuary, and I wonder if it's the same place in this show. So that'll be kind of interesting to see. Previous episode closed out the arc of the first 3 episodes, which was basically Mando coming to terms with the fact that he could not turn his back on the little foundling Grogu, because he's just like him, you know, both out in the world all alone as kids. Granted, it's a 50-year-old kid, but still, you know. So he had to go back for him, and ended up costing him and his fellow Mandalorians basically everything they built there on that planet. So obviously a very big decision. And now he's got nowhere to go, no safe havens, just him, his ship, and Grogu. So hence the title. Let's go ahead and see where the sanctuary is, if it has anything to do with the sanctuary from the Book of Boba Fett, and whether or not he'll actually be able to make anything out of the situation that he's in right now.
Such a large bounty for such a small package.
My armor has lost its integrity. I
Almost sounds like a penis
I
insult.
must warn you, it will draw
Such a
many
large
eyes.
bounty for such a
They all
small
hate you,
package.
Mando.
What are they doing with it?
I didn't ask. It's against the guild code.
I really do want to know what they were doing with him. Like, what do they want with Grogu?
Step aside. I'm going to my ship.
I have the weird theory they're
Put the
trying to
bounty
extract
down. Perhaps
midichlorians.
I'll let you pass.
How many of them have tracking fobs?
All of them. All of them.
I still need to know how those tracking fobs work, but of course that means that everyone can still track him and Grogu. Plus, I would assume tracking fob for him too, eh? Does everybody born in the Star Wars galaxy get like a chip implanted in their brain or something that can be tracked later? Did that make anyone else think of the Reapers for Mass Effect? Or is it just me? Such an idyllic situation. It would be a shame if this planet suddenly came under Imperial bombardment. So I'm assuming this is a flashback to something awful. You hear booming and see birds just suddenly flying up in the air trying to get away. That's your cue to run. Get up and run, kid. What the hell's wrong with you? Is your fight or flight response broken? You guys need weapons. So I'm guessing that's not Sanctuary. I just realized that Mando's ship reminds me of the ship that Lone Star drove in Spaceballs, the Space Winnebago. It's actually shaped almost exactly like it. I wonder if that was on purpose.
Stop touching things.
Yeah, stop pushing buttons, kid. You little shit.
You ready to lay low and stretch your legs for a couple of months, you little womp rat? Nobody's gonna find us here.
Famous last words. Oh, is he gonna be like one of those characters from like old Western TV shows where they just like constantly travel from place to place, like looking for uh like their own separate piece or trying to evade the law or whatever, and just stumble over and over again into situations where the locals need help
Now listen, I'm
and
gonna go
only they
outside
and their
and look
guns can
around.
provide it.
Shouldn't take too long. Now, don't
Classic.
touch anything.
Oh my
I'll
god,
find
just
us some
lock everything
lodging,
down,
and
dude.
I'll come back for you. You stay right here.
You need to childproof that ship. He's gonna start pushing buttons immediately. He just wants to see what type of delicious frogs they have on this planet. Hey, Mando's definitely not a helicopter parent. She has the look of a bounty hunter.
Keep an eye on the kid.
Yes, sir.
He's just throwing credits around. We're gonna get our first fight of the episode. The cold open wasn't a fight. That was a curb stomp. It was just people running away from people they couldn't hope to stand up against. Above you? To say, is she punching Beskar? What the hell? Are you like all the way human? Oh, got a little MMA action going on. There's Grogu just sitting there sipping a drink and enjoying the show.
You want some soup?
I love that little
This is
fucker.
a real treat. Unless you want to go another round. One of us is going to have to move on, and I was here first.
Well, it looks like this planet's taken.
Yeah. I didn't know the Mandalorian code honored dibs. It's good to know.
Sir, I've read a lot about your people. Tribe. If half of what I read is
We
true,
have
then
money.
I know him.
How much?
it's everything we
The
have.
one on
sir.
the left. I know
Our
him.
whole harvest was stolen.
Krill, we're krill farmers.
It's Norm from
Let's head back.
WandaVision.
It's a whole day to get here.
And also the Thanks
Now we have
Captain
to ride
Obvious
back.
guy from the,
No protection.
was it
To
State
the middle
Farm
of
commercials?
Where do you live?
On a farm. Aren't you listening? We're farmers.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yes?
I have a lot of questions about Grogu's life before all of this. He acts like a kid that's been very, very sheltered. Was he trying to use the Force to mind control those kids? I'm on you, Grogu. I've seen her somewhere recently, too. Now, in the classic shows, that would be the love interest for the episode.
Come
And
here.
it'd either tragically die by the end of it, or there'd be like a sad parting, because the hero must move on. He is a rolling stone that gathers no moss. He likes frogs. You got frogs?
Are you hungry?
Give me a frog.
Come on.
Yep, you can see her making eyes at him.
I don't think.
They'll be fine.
I don't.
They'll be fine. I brought you some food.
Already becoming all protective papa.
I'll leave it here for when I go. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Just did. I
How
know I'm
long
a
has it
smart
been
ass.
since you've taken that off?
Yesterday.
I mean, in front of someone else.
I wasn't much older than they are.
Wow.
My parents were killed, and the Mandalorians took care of me.
I'm sorry.
This is the way.
So is he, like, you know, I guess ethnically
There's anything you need.
Mandalorian, or is he just
Thank you.
from another culture that they found? Is that really what foundlings are? I thought they were people who from Mandalore who were scattered in the cleansing. Ah, okay. I had questions about this when I was watching Book of Boba Fett, and they were talking about how he never takes off his helmet, and I was like, wait, what if he wants to eat? Or I gotta say it, but Gina Carano is a big, beautiful woman, man. Whew.
Something big sheared off those branches.
Man, I'm not an expert tracker, and even I could have told you that. Whoa.
Imperial Walker. What's it doing here?
I don't know.
Maybe you got some remnants hiding out, too.
This is more than I signed up for.
You have to ask them to increase the pay.
Bad news.
Hazard payment.
Can't live here anymore.
Why?
Nice bedside manner.
My grandparents seeded these ponds. It took generations.
There are only 2 of us.
No, there's not. There's at least 20 here.
Yeah, I mean fighters.
Yeah, seriously, you guys
We
are...
can learn. Give us a chance.
I've seen that thing take out entire companies of soldiers in a matter of minutes.
Tell you what, your
Must
life
show
is
them
not
how.
worth the legacy of your land. So you gotta know when to fucking hold them and know
You got
when to
two
fold them.
problems here. You got the bandits and you got the mech.
We're gonna need to dig real deep, right here. But when it steps in, it drops. The 2 of us will hit their camp. Provoke them.
How are you gonna make sure that
Gotta
it goes
bring
in
the fight
that
out of the
direction?
motion down here to us.
Who knows how to shoot?
Hmm. Do you have a past that your fellow villagers don't know about? Stab them with the pointy end.
1. 1.
Fire.
Yeah, put your back into it, dude. You're not gonna pierce anything with that little thrust. Hey, yeah, she has a past that she hasn't told anybody about, definitely. Just like the 7 samurai, except there's only 2 of them.
We'll be leaving soon. When we return, we're coming in hot.
We'll be ready.
God damn it, where do I know you from? It's gonna drive me nuts. I recognize her face. I know this actress. But I keep almost seeing it, and it slips away. Time to go all Splinter Cell on these dudes. There you go. Silent but deadly. Why risk an open confrontation when you can just pick people off around the edges, thin out their numbers as much as you can? They have knives, right? They just go through and just... Never set one of these charges and hope nobody would find it. Makes too much noise and blinks too much. Hi, fellas. Kill them. Wait, how did you guys know anything was going on? They're like NPCs in video games where they forget to block off their line of sight by objects so they can shoot you through walls. What is that stuff? You guys need to get the fuck out of there. Why didn't they just look for the walker and try to access it through its hatch?
Go! Go!
Could have ended the threat before it even started. I imagine even Beskar can't block the energy from those lasers.
It's okay.
Grogu, use the Force.
Once that thing steps in the pond, it's going down!
Making an awful lot of assumptions here, guys.
Weapons ready!
I mean, what if you're dealing with an experienced pilot who can recognize a trap?
Just a few more steps.
Yep. It's like, really, guys? Really?
It stopped.
What are you, Ewoks?
Get down! Get down!
You guys are morons.
Stay there!
He told you to get down.
New plan.
What do you have in mind?
Give me the full circle.
I'll cover you.
Or did you just forget that there's a big hole there because you're being provoked?
This is it, it's now or never.
Too bad they don't have like a rocket launcher so they can shoot it through the eyes. Because if I remember right, walkers basically don't have anything there. It's just a big open port. Yeah, as long as the little eyelid glass doors aren't down. If you're a good shot, just get something through there and blow up the cockpit. What? Stab, guys. Stab. There you go. You just got Ewoked. There you go. The pointy end, buddy. I've given up trying to figure out where I know you from. I'm just trying to keep my brain from going crazy over it right now.
Is that the plan?
Something
Man.
like that.
We make a good team. We should team up more often. Frog! Come here, tasty frog. It's like, don't food shame me.
Word travels fast. We might want to cycle the charts and move on.
Wouldn't want to be the one who's got to tell him.
He's like, can I eat these? Are you gonna laugh at me if I eat these?
Traveling with me, that's no life for a kid. I did my job. He's safe. Better chance at a life.
I don't know.
It's gonna break his little heart.
I don't think the people who are after him are going
Get
to
over it.
spare this little village.
We all do.
I don't think they're going to give up the hunt either. Yep.
It's very nice here.
Yes.
He's happy here.
Yeah,
What
she was
about you?
hoping you would say you would want to stay.
Me.
Are you happy here?
We want you to stay.
Yeah,
Community's grateful.
but
You
you
can
were
pack all
really
this away
grateful.
in case there's ever trouble. You and your boy could have a good life. Wouldn't that be nice?
So is this where she gets killed?
It would.
Come on now, I know my tropes.
I don't belong here. But he does.
Isn't the Force giving you any creepy feelings right now, Grogu? Nicely done. Though I have no idea how you knew he was there. But nicely done anyway.
Who's he tracking?
A kid.
Having to move all the time when you're young
Are you
sucks.
sure you don't want to escort?
I appreciate the offer. But we're gonna bypass the town and head right to the Razor Crest.
Makes
Well,
having
then.
friendships really hard.
Until our paths cross.
I miss you so much.
She's doing her best to act with that puppet.
Thank you.
This is basically going to be like a sci-fi version of The Rifleman. I really should say sci-fantasy. Star Wars is definitely not a sci-fi universe. There's way too much magic in it. And the laws of physics are just like, whatever. Man, they're even playing the theme in a Western style. I just realized that. With the, what is this? These instruments. I don't know how to describe it. I can recognize it, but I don't have enough music theory background to be able to describe it. Oh, Bryce Dallas Howard directed this. She directed the most recent episode of Book of Boba Fett, which featured The Mandalorian. I didn't even know she had become a director. That was a very good episode. It was very classically formatted like the old school wandering hero Western trope. And they did a really good job with it. Still driving me kind of crazy in the back of my head who that actress that played this episode's kind of love interest was. I'll figure it out eventually, though. So we got introduced to Gina Carano's character. Of course, I already know about some of the controversy that happened later and the fact that she ends up exiting the show over it. But she seems interesting. Her acting has improved quite a bit since she first started showing up in films. Still a little, how to say it, flat's not quite the right word. That's close. There's a quality that people have when they're especially new to acting that almost where their line deliveries feel a little bit like they're reading. And she still has a little bit of that, but like I said, she's markedly improved over time. So yeah, I mean, practice makes perfect. It takes a while to really get good at that sort of thing, so you lose that quality completely. So you just sound like every line is natural and what the character is really saying in the moment.
Matt Damon.
I'm sure she'll get there, assuming she can avoid major controversies in the future and get back to acting. But yeah, this was basically very similar, actually, I think, to the storyline of the Seven Samurai, except, of course, there were only 2 warriors training up this village to resist the enemy hordes. But yeah, it's like essentially, yeah, rice farmers fighting against overwhelming odds and need the help of like, you know, these warriors who I think even in that story they initially refused, but then decided to help them as a matter of honor. Of course, in that story, spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure they all end up dying by the end of it, and these guys made it out alive. So, but anyway, Mandalorian and Shock Trooper. Did they give us a name for her?
Yup.
Anyway, I can't remember. But their characters, they're separating paths for now, but sure that won't be for too much longer. She'll either show up again in the next episode or at the latest, I think, the season finale. So I'm expecting definitely to see her again. And just like I figured, they wouldn't be able to stay here because, of course, people are out still trying to collect Grogu's bounty. I don't know what made him think that that wasn't going to happen, especially when he acknowledged that the stuff they did there was bound to attract attention. So, all it would take was for anybody to hear, hey, there was a Mandalorian involved, and go, maybe I should go check it out just on the off chance that it's the Mandalorian that took the bounty I'm after. Plus, I would assume that he's got a bounty on him, too. So, I would think someone would be trying to collect both bounties at the same time. So, it should have been just logical to him that he couldn't stay there and neither could Grogu. So, I'm curious to see where they're going to go next. Obviously, they're going to have to just keep moving and hoping that they stay at least one step ahead of the people trying to catch them. Very interesting series. I'm going to go ahead and actually watch another episode right now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode and where you thought this was going and what you think of my random speculations and all this stuff. Please don't spoil me. I appreciate it if you are kind and consider the fact that I have not seen all of this stuff yet. If you want to have discussions with each other that include spoilers, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure to put spoiler warning and space so that I don't accidentally read anything and so that other people who are following along, with the episodes don't accidentally read anything to spoil them too. Thanks so much. You guys are always really good about that and I really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Make sure to stay safe and be well, and I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye.
Was that the plan?
Something like that.
Did we just become best friends?
Yup!